Okay, in this video, we're going to take a look at the basics of setting up your YouTube channel. First, you've got to be logged in. So you can see that I'm logged in by the icon in the upper right. When I click on it and go to switch accounts, I want to make sure that I choose the channel that I want to do my design work on. So by default, it's going to be the default channel that you log into, but you're going to go in and you're going to choose the channel that you'd like to work on. Then you're going to have to come back to the same icon and pick your channel. Okay, that'll bring you to this page, and if you've done no work on it, it should look something like this. Okay, you've got a link to customize the channel, to manage videos, or to upload videos. What we want to do to start with is we want to click on Customize Channel. There are three tabs: Layout, Branding, and Basic Info. It should probably start you on Layout, although we're going to do a separate video on this one, so we're going to move over to Basic Info first. The first box allows you to give a channel description. So this is just an about your channel. Okay, so videos to do with math or for a particular class or for something else, but just a general, just to give context to the user. It's access through an about link that probably not a lot of people use, but we should have something there. Okay, we're going to skip over the add language. We're going to assume that everyone is keeping this in English only, and also the channel URL. For somebody who's using this more as a marketing device for a company, you might choose to have a customized URL in here, but we're just going to go with the free default one. The main area that we're going to work with in basic info, besides the description, is the add link. Now, add link allows you to add up to 5 links at the bottom of your banner across the top. So in order to do that, we're going to add a link here. I'm going to put in Ramapo College. And we want to put in the URL for the website over here. Now, you may know it, but the safest way to put in a URL is always to visit the page, copy the link, and then paste that link in here. Okay, you could add a link to your school. Okay, so if if you wanted to add your district link, you could do that there. You could also add a link to your portfolio. So I'm just going to say Google for now. But what you would do is go out and get the link to your actual portfolio. Google is probably not a terribly useful link in this particular case, but we'll put it in there to see how it works. Okay, now underneath there's a setting that tells you, that says how many links to display on the banner. By default, it should be 3. If you find 4 or 5 links that you want to put up here, that's fine, that works. But just make sure and set that appropriately down here. It doesn't have to match exactly, but the links that are set to be displayed have to be at least as large as the number of links that you have, and you're limited to 5 overall. There's a space here for contact info for somebody who's doing a more commercial site or trying to build their brand as opposed to just distributing information to their students, might want to include some contact information. I would think that most teachers probably don't want to put that out there publicly. Okay, next we're going to come to branding. Now under branding, there's 2 areas we're going to look at here, a profile pic and a banner image. And we're going to go into these in more detail in another video, but I'm just going to show you the basics of how to get them loaded up onto the site. So this is a smaller image. It can be as small as 98 by 98 pixels, which is actually rather small. Has to be less than 4 megabytes, which shouldn't be too hard to do. And this is a small image that appears underneath your banner on the page. So I'm just going to show you how to do it. It's pretty simple. You upload it. I obtained a copyright-free image, and there you go. Now, if I had a larger image and I wanted just a piece of it, you can use this rather crude cropping tool here to take a piece of the image. It might work in some circumstances where you have a particular image that lends itself to that, and then there may be other cases where it certainly does not work out so well. So, here we go. I'm going to say done, and that's what my profile pic will look like. And then for a banner image, it's the same type of process. Once you have an image loaded down that you want to use, you just upload it basically. Now, note that a YouTube images or a banner is kind of funny in the fact that this image is going to be asked to display on a lot of devices. Someone may visit YouTube on their phone, okay, which has a vertical orientation small device, or they may be on a wide screen monitor that has a lot of space. They could even be seen on a television. So basically, what this is doing is it's approximating for you from your picture what users will see. So this section in the center is really the important section. And when we go back into the video on how we're really going to develop one of these, this area is going to be very, very important because this is what's pretty much assured to be seen anywhere. Whereas if you're on a desktop, you'll see this all the way across. But if you were on a television, which is less common but still possible, they would get these additional top and bottom areas. Now, just as before, if this scroll helps you, if shrinking this and repositioning it helps your image in some way, you can do that. You just simply say done, and then when you're done, you say publish, and then go to your channel. Oh, and you can see that already the channel looks a little better. Here's your portfolio image, or your profile image rather. Here is your banner. Here's the Ramapo College link, and here is the Google link. Okay, and if I had more links, they would display across here. So what we're going to do ultimately is we're going to try to use enough image manipulation to get a decent looking picture here, a decent looking picture here. Okay. We'll come back in subsequent videos and we can customize the layout of your channel. Let me just go to YouTube to show you an example for a second. If I come to this particular channel, that's probably a bad choice actually, but let me come in here. You can see that this is the video that was pulled out, and this is the one that would be different for a subscriber versus a non-subscriber, but it's a good place to catch information and to catch people's attention and provide some basic information. And then you can see here that the other videos are organized in groups. Okay, so here's an entire group that's just dedicated to, I guess, references to Saturday Night Live. This all has to do with The Office, the television show The Office. Oh, look, Office Romances. So they've taken certain videos and put them in a playlist is what this is. They've got official commercials. There weren't as many, so you're only going to see 3 here. Best ofs, etc. So they've organized them in groups in order to display them. And those groups are actually, in this case, they're all in the form of single playlists. Also, if you look down here, that they have listed other channels that they subscribe to. Okay, so you can see that it's not nice and organized. If you were to come to this channel, you should be able to find what you need. You can see they did a nice job with the banner graphic, with a smaller graphic, and then the link over here on the right. So this is basically the type of thing we're going to try to build. It may not be quite as professional, but in subsequent videos, we'll look at laying all this out.